So I guess my love for art really began as a small child. My mother was an artist and also a teacher, art teacher of children and adults. And I grew up in a house with an art room that was fully set up with paint splattered everywhere and ceramics, and you didn't have to keep it clean. And I grew up doing art. But I actually didn't think of it as a vocation because my mom was an artist. So it took me many more years to come around to that thinking. Well, possibly they might be surprised or not to hear that I just started about 7 years ago. I had run my IT company, which we founded for 20 plus years, and I came to sort of a midlife crisis, I suppose. Realized I didn't want to do any of those things, and the things that looked exciting and interesting were around art and music. So that's kind of how it all happened. So the what in my art, when I think of my representational art, which just means art which depicts recognizable things, I like light, I like contrast, I love water on light, I mean light on water I should say. I could look at that for hours and then try to depict that sparkling. It's just very cool to me. When it comes to the abstract stuff, I'm really inspired by, again, color, a lot of earthy colors, but also contrasting colors, textures. I like to make big, put lots of texture on my canvas, modeling paste, fiber paste. I like to put found objects in it, textures and colors, but emotion, somehow evoking emotion in the viewer is really the holy grail. I don't think I've reached that point yet. I may have done it with a couple of pieces. But whenever that happens, I think, wow, that's it. I would say what my mom used to tell me and used to tell all her art students, which is don't be critical of your work. Be in your work, express yourself, and be free. And whatever that expression is will have beauty. You can learn to be a better technician, but really you need to be in the non-editing mode when you're creating, and then edit later. And also don't give up. I would say don't give up. Art is a very personal experience for everyone. And some people do art just for themselves, for therapy, it gives them their life, and other people, they're professionals and they're creating art primarily for others. I think anywhere in between there, whatever lights you up, art can be incredibly fulfilling. So far, most of my experience has been around acrylic paint, and so I would say that's my favorite only because I've used it the most. I do love all of these other creative objects I'm finding and putting into my stuff. That is really, it's like play, total play. We had to take this palm tree down in our yard because of the fire, insurance. The palm tree had these amazing brown, shiny, fibrous things. They looked like something someone manufactured. I couldn't throw them away. They're all in my art box, and I put some of them actually on the piece we have here. This is actually the palm tree that had to be taken down. I think I'll focus less on the economy part of it and more on the human experience part of it. I feel like we've been getting faster and faster in this life, and I'm a perfect example. I mean, my kids are like, Mom, you're retired. Why do you have 18 things to do today? Well, during this time, because of being prescribed to stay home, I have shed so many erroneous things. And I've become more centered. I've become more just happy. I think this time that we've gotten to is an opportunity for everyone to reset and say, wow, all of that does not make for necessarily the best life. Some of the simple things are very healing and good. So I think art, back to the main question, sorry, a little philosophical outburst there, but the main question is, why is art important right now? And to me, we spend a lot of time just doing life, but at some point in our life, what is life about? What is the meaning of life? Art is one of those things that can get at it. When people are viewing art, they have the opportunity to interpret and possibly create more meaning, and maybe a more fulfilling meaning for their life. So yeah, I think Blue Line has been very much a cutting-edge organization in our region. Less traditional, showing more modern, more different art. They show traditional art as well, but I like that it has been a venue for so much diversity. I also like that Blue Line has emerging artists. They have child classes. Those are great. And yet some of the most renowned, experienced, famous artists also show here. So it's really an opportunity to be a part of a thriving art community, no matter what level you're at.
Awesome. And then the last one would be just like any final thoughts you want to share in the video. They could end up kind of anywhere inside of it.
Yeah. I really feel like lately my life has really started to be more of the journey that I would hope, life unfolding meaning. And my art is really coming along and actually being a part of that unrevealing. The abstract art, I spent all my life being in control, running a business, just keeping it all together, so organized. And my art was representational. It had to be very organized. Well, I've departed into this new journey of abstract art where everything is just this, anything goes. Wide open. In fact, someone suggested, let go of the canvas. Break out of that box. I think I will have to do that. But for now, it's just this really playful, fun, life-giving journey of playing with different mediums and composition and kind of like the Talking Heads song, stop making sense, Really stop trying to make so much literal meaning out of everything and be happy with some subconscious things that can come forth.